Ladies and gentlemen, from the Honda Center, Anaheim, California, USA, are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the world. Damas y caballeros, ¿están listos? Are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold, 47 professional fights, 41 victories, including 60 knockouts with 4 defeats and 2 draws. Reigning European light middleweight champion, the WBC number 5 ranked contender in the world, Matthew Magic Hatton. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing purple, 36 fights as a professional, 35 victories, including 26 knockouts with 1 draw. The WBC silver belt champion and number 1 ranked contender in the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Ring the bell. Buena suerte. Good luck.
That's a stare down. When Wilfred Benitez won the junior welterweight title at 17, Matthew Hatton is a proud fighter. He's shown up in shape and to win. And Canelo Alvarez is trying to keep this incredible momentum that he's built up.
Underway, round 1. Reacts to Alvarez's power shots. Good stiff jab from Alvarez, and he throws a hook. Good hands, and that's why I say he's a little bit different from most of the Mexican fighters. He's not a guy who comes in with mediocre hand speed and mediocre power. He had
hands from Alvarez, and he feinted and tried to lead right. Good tempo here in round 1.
That I don't think he has the power to make Alvarez respect him at all. So there's no way really for him to keep fighter, probably a little bit more conditioned fighter, and he probably can take
weight. He came into this fight in better condition.
His campaign mostly at 140, 16 knockouts in his 47 pro fights. Well, you like that jab that Alvarez has? He follows it up with a hook.
One thing you have to wonder about a fighter like Alvarez is at this age, they will cause him to tire more in the long run.
That landed to the head of Hatton. Hatton tries to come back. Alvarez.
See Hatton's games.
Relax, relax a little bit. Relax. The mouth guard. Breathe. Do 1 punch. Be more attentive. And bend your waist.
You know, come out, bang, bang, and counter with your right hand if you can, but just take that jab. Doing really well, right? Let's go, nice and tight now.
Hatton just 7 of 42 overall. Hatton comes out with a double.
Alvarez is so much bigger and stronger and clean. Doubles up that. Best shot of the fight for Alvarez so far.
Really a real power puncher. You can't sit back and let him just pick. Not going to work good for Hatton in the long run.
What should Hatton be doing?
Don't let the kid sit out and set up. The kid is younger. He's big. Like that.
He needs to be a little Ricky Hatton, Roy.
Exactly. Try to wear Alvarez down.
I got to tell you, so far I think that circumstances, you know, considering all the advantages you just laid out for Alvarez.
By Alvarez.
Speaking of baseball metaphors, throws them. They thud differently than other fighters.
Got a lot of power base.
Everything about him is against the normal Mexican regime.
He is Mexican, he looks Irish, and he fights George Foreman.
Exactly.
Right hand to the nose and some blood from Hatton's nose as Hatton digs in with a couple of hooks. Counter right by Alvarez. Oh, good again. They both throw left. Alvarez is hurt more.
No respect.
Yep. Just that nose. Remember, don't stand in front of him now. Just get your second breath out.
Matthew Hatton seated at ringside. He's getting booed. He doesn't know why. They're showing him. Right.
Get them jabs. Remember, he's going to blow in the next half of the fight.
By CompuBox in round number 2.
I mean, Matthew Hatton down at the end of that round.
Longer and overpowering your opponent.
But once you get to that point, you can't really swim because there's not really much he can do. He can target practice with him. You're just waiting on the shot that'll catch him, that'll do anything to hurt you. And that's what Alvarez is feeling right now.
Yeah, what's the point? You know, like, the point here is to see how, even though he's, you know.
That left hook to start the sequence. Hatton rolls off the ropes. Left hand from
Alvarez that he will have to change later on is that he's not from punches at all. I mean, he tries to cover up a little bit, but
Or move.
hasn't really moved.
Movement would serve him well.
Stop.
one of the areas of his game that he's got to improve upon as he moves up the ladder. His head movement.
Immediately, because if he becomes champ tonight, he's going to become a target right away. A lot, because they see that he's capable of being hit, and he doesn't really care about getting hit. To respect.
End of round 3 with an Alvarez right hand. Also that night, a matchup of undefeated up-and-comers when Matt Remillard
flipping and close to the shots like he did. Yep. Once that jab gets going, Matt, the all comes.
Watch as we check in with an unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Okay, Bob, Evan, Canelo Alvarez. You know, Bob, I got to tell you something. And that's a guy that can throw a 6-7 punch combination. And you watch Canelo out 7 shots at a time, and he lands most of them. I mean, he's a heck of a combination. Then throw a double left hook. And I think it leaves his jaw wide open. But he's wearing a Japanese boxing glove, winning. But he's got the boxing glove. 3-0, Alvarez.
Puts punches together.
And he does have good power.
And he won't turn 20 by 18th.
Talk about the recipe for a great action. There are going to be some classic.
That one hit the sweet spot. Cross from Alvarez. Doubles up the left hand.
There's a cut.
Plenty of time to go here in round 4. Right.
See, right there, he's not protecting himself. And a seasoned veteran will land, he proceeds to go forward with his career.
Left, right to the body, right.
We know that if he's anything like his brother, that's one thing he definitely is game.
Runs in the fence.
Definitely not as hard of a puncher.
Been cut.
Nice and tight. Yeah. No, it's going to be a towel. Yeah. Remember, just cool.
Canelo come in, he goes a right uppercut followed by a left body shot, a beautiful. Then Canelo follows with a right hook to the body, left hook to the head, and a right uppercut. Caused the cut, if not that right hand over the top.
Yeah, referee Lou Moret informing. So if this fight gets stopped because of that cut later on. Boy, what does Hatton need to do to sort of change the momentum here where Hatton...
Anytime you back up on a kid who's this strong, you give him room to room like Hatton's doing, you're making it worse for yourself. If Hatton would just go at him like that, it would be much better for him. But he's staying outside and he's
a clean shot opens a cut or something, and they stop the fight because of the
little. And Canelo's just resting right now, taking his time. So if Hatton was really coming at Canelo hard, we'd find out a lot about Canelo tonight.
Yeah, fight, you know.
We're in Anaheim, California. Great 41-4, 16 knockouts earlier tonight. Daniel Ponce de Leon. 96, a closer fight than 99-91. Good left hand to the body by Alvarez again. Hatton goes back to the body.
Fastball. Can he hit a curve? Can Matthew Hatton throw him a curve? That's in the ring with Alvarez.
He's just too small, too light of a puncher.
That's it. Promotional tool that is a title belt nowadays around Alvarez's waist. People excited, and they should be excited about him. He's an exciting fighter.
Our 15 years of HBO's Boxing After Dark, and one of the great fights of all. Gaddy and Mickey Ward in their first encounter.
What a fight. We didn't know it would be a candidate for fight of the century.
What a performance by the Oscars recently took place, and that fight was not included, and we're all long gone. That still will rank up there as one.
Match to anything to have a legendary night.
And I was going to say, coming up at 20 years old and got a chance to make history, of course I would accept.
Of course not. Some tough guys early in his career when he was a teenager. It's not as though the quality of his opposition that for a 20-year-old's been bad. It's been, except just that now that it's apparent the kind of connection he has to the fan.
5 wins in a row. I don't care what nobody say. Something's.
Well, Max, I think the point you brought up earlier too, and he gets hit enough that as fighting better level of opposition, it's going to create even more intrigue in his fights.
You never saw Roy.
Stop.
Going to war, and I love him for that.
Barrera, just like, and wound up a consummate boxer puncher. Do you think to wind up a consummate boxer puncher?
No, not at all. It's kill, kill, kill.
But that's attitude. Do you think he has the physical attitude?
If your mentality is kill, 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 and you punch like he.
So you think there's a fundamental difference between him and a young Barrera, for instance?
Most that punches, but he was a technician who really didn't like to get hit.
Really, you think that?
First pound for pound this, not because of his offense only, but because of his defense. If you look at this kid here.
For pound, most exciting fighters around, that's for sure.
And
Alvarez.
the top, and the.
He certainly likes throwing those hooks to the body, does Alvarez.
Everything good? Yeah.
Hay que meterle un poquito más de velocidad.
You got to put a little bit more speed into it.
Done it. Yeah, done it. So you've got to keep moving, clusters, right?
You see Alvarez and the hook to the head, that hook to the body with the right hook following it to the body.
We begin round number 7 in the scheduled 12-rounder between. See it so far.
Okay, Bob, 6-0, 60-54, because Alvarez won it so big. But here's it, mate. Canelo Alvarez doing more damage and just beating him up, and he's winning the fight. One interesting point, in California, and he says to himself, Hatton's taking enough, he can jump in and stop the fight. 6-0, Alvarez.
All right, Harold. Not as if Hatton doesn't throw back enough. It's just wearing and wearing and wearing on Hatton. What a combination by Alvarez.
In certain respects, also showing some patience here. You know, he's coming forward. He's caution to the wind and trying to run over him, Roy. Until that late shot just then.
Moret calls timeout.
Point, hit him. 1 point, hit him on the break. Ready?
You think he's afraid of the fan? He's supposed to this guy.
Well, Alvarez wants to get that point back. Alvarez on Hatton here in round 7. Hatton's only been stopped once and he fights back and eats a right hand. Hatton comes back with a left and holds on. It's 7.
Mr. Fight Hatton has been leading all night. This is the safer fight.
I think he's going to get it, Roy.
Listen, don't be a macho, man. Are you listening? Agility. You listening? Yeah. You took a lot out of him there. Moving with the jab. Over my head, back and back. I don't use that.
Hatton hit him behind the head. So that's why I think the ref took a point.
Alvarez landed 33 of his 47 entire round. Punches total.
Outbox this kid because the kid punches too hard from outside. So why would you as he can? That's the safest thing for him.
or at least it's the strategy clearly doesn't, even if it feels like the safer strategy.
With the outside?
Yes.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying he should get inside and make it a closer fight. He's killed out there.
Right, because Alvarez uses that strong jab, and then he gets those nice.
See that? See that? See the...
Break! Breaks!
You see Alvarez now walking in with his hands down. Because he has not been able to posture. Roy, it looks to me like he wants to sucker Hatton into an exchange.
Oh!
And Max, you pointed out earlier, his punches just sound differently. I mentioned Hatton had only been pound.
Don't hold, don't hold. Seconds, 10 segundos.
Alvarez opens up at the end of the 8th. Next Saturday night, tune in for a very special HBO Sports doubleheader. Will premiere the Jerry Tarkanian. That same night, it's live World Championship.
Here's a beautiful combination. One, he must have copied off of me. I just can't believe it. A beautiful overhand. I think me, Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, he joined us now.
By the way, Mickey Ward had a pretty...
Well, I think before we put him in your club, he's got to accomplish.
Well, I wasn't saying in my club totally. I was talking about that left body.
Especially with the hook to the body.
Too.
And of course, Joe Frazier, and the list goes on.
Hatton.
Back up and give this kid room to punch.
9th round.
Yeah, but he didn't have to.
Just that it indicates as we're fighting, you know, Manny Pacquiao, Alvarez, something tells me.
As many shots as he takes, that might not be the only thing.
That said, though, Hatton has thrown 30 punches to Alvarez's 16.
Big punches, too, I told you. Big shots take a lot out of a fighter.
Seems like whenever he needs to, though, he
knows that will keep Hatton weak. Oh, good shot. Good shot.
That's what he's been looking for all fight.
Alvarez steps in with a combination.
Alvarez threw a beautiful triple left hook.
Showing his grit. Alvarez's power. Good up.
10 seconds, 10 segundos. Stop.
9. Well, for 2 years, back in action, come off at 34 seconds of round number 1. Hit him to Brooklyn, 21-1, worked with Freddie Roach, taking on Robert. Easy work for Jacobs, another round number 1.
Working with Freddie Roach, and Freddie Roach turns 5th.
Mitchell, the heavyweight, taking on Charles Davis of 2 fight 3 times in round number 2. Let's check in with Harold Letterman through 9 here.
Okay, Canelo Alvarez, and of course, 1 round even with referee Lou Moret. I keep saying to myself, if Canelo wore Reyes gloves, would he have brother used to protect his hands and the padding is out in front? Anyway, 8 rounds even.
I don't think he would have gotten him out. I think Hatton's done a good
job protecting that chin. He's got caught with a lot of... No, you do what he's doing. You know, he's taking his time. He's being smart. I mean, this is the composure like a veteran. And you gotta love that about this kid.
Game already. It's amazing.
At 20 years old.
Yeah, this is his Hatton. This is his 309th round.
Canelo. He is a prodigy at the age of 20 to be fighting as.
Oh, low blow.
Low blow by Hatton.
Oh.
And then Alvarez wants Hatton to get up. Now Alvarez
that hurt him.
Left and a right.
Yeah, that hurt him bad.
Didn't allow himself to get tied up this time. Oh, he...
I like as a young fighter.
Great right hand off beating.
Hatton is game.
There's a Vaseline.
Let's start settling down, okay? That was a push.
Right.
You should have gotten it.
Holding land a bad left low blow. Looked like it was almost purposely. and Canelo hook to the jaw. Then Hatton thinks about Hollywood and goes down for a minute.
With an extra point there.
Yeah, Canelo comes back and throws a left hook with right hand and lands with a...
We begin round 11. Mexico, 20 years of age, 35-0-1 with 26 knockouts.
Isn't a really good fighter, you know? Too many really...
You know, it's like most of the time the guys that have the talent don't use the talent.
This is why when you get a Manny Pacquiao, you thank your lucky stars.
The whole package together. You know this kid, Van Horn was slick like this, had good side-to-side.
Schoolboy.
Yes, he was years old and became a junior middleweight champ pretty early, too.
And I think, boy, bigger puncher.
Yeah, this kid is a much bigger puncher.
Hanging in there and trying to get his big shots off of his own.
To connect with people the way he's connected.
Well, he's totally different in every aspect, you know. He's not a Mexican fighter, so...
Yet he gives the crowd their money's worth.
This year punches. Oh, good body shot.
Good left hook to the body by Alvarez.
The action-packed figure waiting to happen in boxing. See action. They want to see a guy who doesn't care about getting hit, and that's...
Now the drama here, as I see it, is Matthew not just last the distance, but go the distance while fighting hard.
This is the last round.
That line in the ropes, right? Yeah. The last round we've got to get and try and go swinging there. Use your jab and nice and defensive. Are you listening? Yeah.
Last round, okay? Okay.
So Alvarez and Matthew Hatton, 12th and final round. 100 no knockdowns in the fight. Alvarez has landed the huge power shots.
Hatton's brother, and pretty soon it's going to be time to stop fighting.
For sure.
From Alvarez to the head of Hatton.
The referee is looking at Hatton very...
Don't hold.
Counter right hand from Hatton.
He's giving it one hell of an effort now. Most of the tools that he has, he's giving it one heck of an effort.
Yeah, I mean, can Hatton go the distance?
A good hook by Hatton.
The headliner, Saul Alvarez, the 20-year-old out of Mexico. Long. Hatton with a combination of his own.
Break. Don't hold, Matt. Don't hold.
Oh, good
Left
shot.
on wobbly legs.
What happens when you don't hold?
Oh.
It's like, to me, is going to be a real good fighter.
All right. At 20 years of age, title fights on his resume. He had the fight even in the John against 2 title fights on his resume. All 3 judges that'll be scored. Alvarez lost a punch. Lost a point for hitting Hatton. With him yesterday, this is preparation for taking the next step to the elite level on California. Punishment over 12 rounds. Let's go to Mike.
We go to the scorecards. The winner will be judges Jack Reese, Raul Caiz Sr. and Joel Scorer by unanimous decision. Damas y caballeros, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Cinnamon has a belt. The final CompuBox punch stats in the fight, which were just key with the hooks to the body and the multiple punch combinations was done. To the right, the punches landed on Hatton. 88 to the body.
Congratulations, Canelo, on a dominant victory.
Que era un mal rival, aquí se dio cuenta, ¿no? Es un gran rival que tiene experiencia. Le golpeaba y me armaba.
But not only that, they seem to get very loud when they're...
That have supported me.
Yo les dije que les iba a pagar con
Fights, and this is my first world championship, and this is for you.
But why?
toda esta gente tan linda que me apoya mucho. Estoy muy agradecido con Dios, con toda la gente
The belt now, it's a promotional tool for bigger fights.
y voy a ser el próximo gran mexicano que venga a todos.
As I said, this is my
Months, you're still very young.
No lo sabemos, hay que esperar una...
We've got to wait a bit, maybe 2 more fights, but that's what we need to do. We need to prepare.
Nada más quiero decir que ¡Viva México!
Well, you know, I'm a fighter through and through, and I really do think I seem to do made an impression on him. So I'm going to move back down to welterweight and look for a world title opportunity there.
Can you give us a scouting report?
His shots. He's an intelligent fighter. He's a strong weight division, and look for a world title opportunity there.
Thanks for putting up a great fight, Matthew.
He's going to move back down to 147. We posed the question to you at the beginning of this.